Second country on that list would be Russia. Russia remains a very historic and sophisticated space power. Yes, they have been hurt by economic sanctions, but they continue to invest in counter space weapons, with the most concerning reports being that they are potentially thinking about placing on orbit a nuclear ASAT weapon that would violate the Outer Space Treaty that they're a party to, and it would hold at risk everyone's satellites in low Earth orbit, and that would be a outcome that we just couldn't tolerate.
I mean, if the worst happened and there was a nuclear detonation in space, what would the impact be?
Yeah, depending on the size of that detonation and where it happened, we could expect that likely immediately, within the first several hours to days, probably 1/3 of all satellites in low Earth orbit, and that's an altitude of about 100 miles up to probably about 1,200 miles. That's where the International Space Station is, so it would put at risk those astronauts. It's where the Chinese space station is, those takonauts. And then over the next several months, the remaining 2/3 of satellites in low Earth orbit would degrade and likely fail due to the increased radiation that would be there due to that nuclear weapon exploding on orbit. So all of low Earth orbit would be at risk. And, that's over 10,000 satellites today with these new proliferated low Earth orbit constellations like Starlink.
And the impact on daily life on Earth?
Yeah, thank you for that question, Patrick. The average citizen around the world probably doesn't think about how space enables their life every day. But if they carry a smartphone in their pocket, they are leveraging space multiple times a day. Whether that's the GPS signal just to get to where they're going, or to summon the Uber to their location, or the autonomous vehicle that is driving them somewhere. But it's also the GPS signal that synchronizes global stock markets. It synchronizes global point of sale purchase locations where you can tap or swipe that credit card to make a purchase. It's the convenience of being now anywhere on the planet and being able to get broadband internet, whether that's 40,000 feet in the air over the Atlantic streaming Netflix because you have access to Starlink, or you're on an oil rig in an austere location, or you're somewhere in Africa and now you can get educational opportunities or commercial opportunities because of this high-speed broadband. And so we don't want to lose all of that and go back to a pre-space age style of living that we've just advanced beyond at this point.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to go back to the Stone Age, so to speak. And all of this is possible with this new weapon. Very interesting. So add this to the EMP threat and join me for the live streams going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, where I talk about this in a whole lot more in greater detail. Much love.